Hi everybody, I'm Bill Sanders and this is WatchArtSci. Today we're going to have an incredible collection. This is collection, excuse me, this collection is by Healer or Healer 74. And what he did, when I asked him if we could see his collection, he said, yeah, but he'd like to do the sort of put him in his own graphics way. Now, at the time, I told him, I don't think so, because I had a way to do it and so forth. He said, no, 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 just take a look at it. So I did, and oh boy, he's got some incredible pairings between paintings and the watches. And he was right and I wasn't. So what I'm going to do, we're going to take a look at this collection. It's quite a large collection. And the ones that he paired with the paintings are the ones I'm going to be using. Now, there are some other ones. These are just the ones that he paired in his collection. He's got a huge collection, but these are the ones we're going to take a look at. So we better get started because there's a lot. Well, the first one we're going to start with is this Quorum Temps, and that's it's it's a simple watch, but with that moon it looks so cool. Next is a Longines, and this Longines I really like with it's almost like those old. What are they? Pocket watch conversion watches. This one though is really a beauty, and again enhanced with the graphics. Next is a Chrono Swiss regulator, and this is just a very nice watch, and from a very interesting color combination. Chrono Swiss is much more interesting of a brand than I had realized originally. Okay, next we have Breitling. This is a Blackbird Avenger, and it looked like that too. I don't know, it's hard to see it. There's a jet in the background there that he has with the perfect combination for a Breitling Avenger. Next up is one I really like. It's a IWC pilot's watch. I love the band. I mean, this is what my dad was a military pilot, and he had watches that looked a lot like that. I don't know if they were IWC or not, but that's a great watch. Perfect pairing with that P40. This one is an interesting one. It's a Panerai Radomir 1940. 1940 is fairly significant because during World War II, the Italian frogmen used a Panerai, and the image of the frogman there is is to commemorate their very storied history for this watch. All right. Next up is not one, but a series of Rolexes. This one is a Rolex Explorer with the polar face, which is one of my favorite. I really like this one. This one is just a cool watch, and it's got with a NATO band. It looks perfect matching on that too. Now, next we have the Rolex Submariner with a diver going into it. Beautiful, beautiful Submariner. Again, this is one of those exceptions where I'm not crazy about the two-tone, but this one I really like, with or without the neat artwork around it. Neat one you got there, Healer. Okay, next up is another Submariner. This has got a green bezel on it, and with the diver, much more, I think the appropriate one. Okay, this one is a fairly straightforward Rolex day date, and I think they call it the grape dial on this, and this is what I like too. I mean, there's nothing here that I don't like that I've seen. And finally, there is one more Rolex. Now this one has it's a date just, and it's got some diamond hour markers, and with that on the dial itself, it's got, I don't know what kind of, it's just different colors. It looks almost like abalone shell kind of effect that you have on some of these. All right. Moving right along is a Ulysse Nardin Classico. And this is the kind of watch I like. In fact, I got my, this is my Vacheron Constantin overseas. And it's just a nice, clean watch with, in the same way the Ulysse Nardin Classico is. And another, I love the pairings that he has with the paintings. Okay, next up is an Audemars Piguet. I think that is an offshore. It is a Royal Oak shape to it, and I believe that's the offshore. I'm not positive though. And now this is your classic Royal Oak. Now this is the one I really like. In fact, when a choice came down between getting my overseas and a Royal Oak, and I liked them both, and it was sort of almost like a flip of a coin. I'm very happy with my overseas, but I would have been very happy with this one too. And again, there's St. George slaying the dragon. I think that's St. George anyway. All right, now we have a Vacheron Constantin. Now, here is one that I have, Vacheron Constantin Historique of Americaine, 1921, except this is in platinum with the blue numbers on the dial. And it's a whiter dial. Mine is more of a cream shape. This is gorgeous. This is something I like very much. I like mine. I like this one too. Okay, next is this is another Vacheron Constantin. This is a patrimony, a beautiful patrimony with a little date window down at the bottom in I think pink gold. Beautiful watch. And this is sort of, to me, this is Vacheron Constantin's Calatrava. Nice, clean, simple watch. Beautiful one. You know, this is something I would recommend for anybody who's looking to get into some of the higher level watches. You can find really good Vacheron Constantin patrimonies on the pre-owned market, and they're worth looking for. In the same way as you look for a Calatrava. Beautiful watch. Now here is an unusual one. At least I think it's unusual in one sense. It's a Patek Philippe Gondolo. And a gondolo is, I love gondolos. Now this one is a little different shape for a gondolo from the ones I'm used to. This is almost an oval, but nevertheless, it's a gorgeous watch. I love the dial on that, so unique. All right, moving right along, now we get into some of the most incredible watches in this collection, and these are FP Journes. Okay, this next one is a real beauty. It's the FP Journe Octa Divine Boutique Narcisse. It's just a really interesting watch. I like the light blue on the dial with the dark blue numbers on it, and notice it also has a moon phase in addition to the power reserve indicator and the small seconds for the seconds. All right, this next one is another incredible one called it's a Chrometer Blue Byblos. just about everybody's heard of the uh, chronometer blue, but this one is the chronometer blue biblos. It's different in a lot of ways. Okay, uh, gorgeous watch with the dark blue and the with the white numbers on it, and the sort of that star-shaped splash in the middle, revealing some of the inner elements of it. This watch is really something. Love it a lot. Now this next one. This is my Grail watch. One of my Grail watches. I got so many now I lost track of them. But this is the Chronomet Optimum, and the Optimum has a Remontoir d'Elegant. Not by d'Elegant, d'Egalité. The Remontoir d'Egalité is a constant power uh, device, and it's one with a tradition to it. And of course, FP Journe, being the incredible watchmaker that he is, has it in one of his watches. You don't find very many of those. I think a couple other watch companies have watches with Remontoir d'Egalités, and one of my favorite. Now here, this one looks like the abalone shell on the dial. Perfect, again, perfect matching with the background. Now, this watch is the one of the more interesting ones. This is a quartz watch, and it's a men's version of a quartz watch. What's interesting about this is that, first of all, with a quartz movement, FP Journe made his own quartz movement. He wasn't going to put anybody else's quartz movement in there. And what he added to it, though, was a like a little rotor. You can see it at about 4 o'clock. There's a little rotor window there. Now, as long as that rotor is moving, every clock just goes along. If it's stopped for 30 minutes, the whole clock stops, but keeps track of the time. And so it usually gets up, puts it back on, it goes to the correct time, because in the background it's moving, but it doesn't move everything else. And the major function of that, it saves the battery. And the battery, I think they said it's supposed to last like 10 years. You put that thing on and you're set for a long time. Very, very interesting watch, even though it's a quartz. Oh, and notice you can see it there in the background, the little heart that FP Journe put in as part of the design of the movement. Okay, this is another octa with a calendar on it, and you can see the 31 days of the month, and then you have the day and the month on that one. Again, this is a certain kind of yellow orange almost dial, and I happen to like it. My Resonance, FP Journe Resonance, has that same color, and I like it. This one is in platinum, mine's in gold. Looks great with either one of them, and of course it's a great artwork to go with it. Okay, here is another octa, and this one is also got the day, date, and day of the month, as well as the power reserve indicator on it. Another gorgeous background to it. Some of these watches, I'm pretty sure, I know some of them are very limited editions, but I wouldn't be surprised if some of these were bespoke. Now, the final one is one of my favorite. Okay. This is sort of what has been, for a lot of people, the black sheep of the FP Journe collection. And it's Octa Sport line. Now, this one is titanium. Originally, the Octa Sport was made in aluminum because one of the owners of FP Journe watches, who just loved them, was a runner, and he said, you know, I'd really like to have an FP Journe that was a real light one that I could run with, and so FP Journe made the first Octa sport line that he made was all aluminum, and I think it had a rubber strap. Now, this particular one is made of titanium, and I believe also the bracelet is as well. And the pairing that Healer had with Joan of Arc, I thought was perfect, and the colors how they went together. Well, listen, the this collection is 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 an amazing collection, and I like the creativity. I mean, you know, most of the stuff I do, I got about as much artistic talent as a 5-year-old, and I do the best I can. But this, the way that he's got the right what you might call, not just the right stuff, but sort of the right eye for how watches go together. And listen, I would love to hear your comments on this, okay? Because you know, here you have this fantastic collection, but I'd like to hear what you think of it in terms of having them paired with the paintings. And notice that the spectrum ran away all the way from a quorum to an FP Journe. An FP Journe Chromet Optima, I think that's the top watch, the very best watch, if not by FP Journe, or if not in the world. Really an incredible watch. So anyway, let's hear what you have to say. It's an invitation to subscribe if you like. And next week, next Friday, we'll have our regular watch video for WatchArtSci, the art and science of watch collection. Hope to see you then.